Well, right now, thousands of protesters in Hong Kong are gathered outside the city's police headquarters. They want the government to completely scrap a bill that would make anyone in Hong Kong subject to extradition to mainland China.
And take a look at these live images right now. They're in Hong Kong, 2:18 in the afternoon there. That bill sparked protests by millions of people. Police have, quote, strongly condemned the protesters for the blocking of main highways near the government headquarters. Our Anna Coren is following the story live in Hong Kong, joining us by phone. And Anna, so tell us more at this point. Oh, we have you now by live to see what's happening there. Anna, tell us about the scene.
Yeah, George, look, there are still thousands of people here gathered outside the police headquarters, obviously protesting against that very controversial extradition bill, calling for its complete withdrawal. But these protesters, they have been out here for many hours now, and I should stress it's been 30 degrees Celsius, about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. They're feeling pretty weary. Some were actually taken by ambulance after fainting. They've been out here in the heat, in the humidity, obviously protesting and demanding that obviously the bill be withdrawn, that the city's chief executive, Carrie Lam, that she resign, and also for those people who've been arrested over the past couple of weeks, for those people to be released. They also want the police who used excessive force to be charged, and also for the government and police to revoke the claim of riot. That's how they described the protest on Wednesday, when we saw those ugly scenes between police and protesters, tear gas used and rubber bullets fired. Now, we haven't seen ugly scenes here as yet, but protesters, they are certainly prepared. They have their gas masks, they've got their hard hats, they've brought the cling wrap in case the tear gas goes off. So they are prepared if things get ugly. Now, there are dozens of police outside the headquarters, and they've been standing out there since early this morning, and there's a lot of back and forth between the protesters every time a police officer comes in or out of the picture. You know, the police, they, as you mentioned, have condemned this protest because it has blocked off streets. Harcourt Street Road, it's a major thoroughfare here in Hong Kong, and that is being completely blocked. Protesters using steel barricades, plastic barricades, which you'd think after the last couple of weeks would have been completely removed from the streets, but in actual fact, we're now, George, protesters are moving in this direction. They've claimed this overpass, so there seems to be quite a bit of movement. Maybe they're reclaiming, claiming, I should say, another road. But at this stage, police are saying that we want this to remain peaceful. They are stressing that they want things to remain peaceful. A lot of yelling going on up here, George. I'm not 100% sure. Perhaps we could walk up here if our view. Do we want to come? See what's going on? But they are claiming the streets, George, of Hong Kong. I mean, this is a major city. This is an international city, and people are starting to come. Can you tell us what's going on?
They say they need the umbrella in the back door.
What's this?
They need umbrella. I don't know what happened.
Okay. I can just tell, Rajesh, you might just want to show our viewers what is going on. This is very much a protest led by the people, George. This is a protest that is spontaneous. You know, the students, they gathered here at 7 o'clock this morning, just in their dozens. It is now multiplied to thousands. And as I said, these students, they want their demands met. They say they are not going to go anywhere until their demands are met. We don't know how long this occupation outside police headquarters will go for, but certainly from the protesters that I've spoken to, they say they're not going anywhere.
Anna Coren again, and we're monitoring what's happening there behind you as you were showing us people there, you know, starting to run up that particular street. Sure as I'm sitting here in Atlanta and you're there in Hong Kong, the images we're showing around the world are being blacked out there in China, mainland China, but these protests surely happening. Anna, just one other question here as we continue to watch what's happening there.
George, I might just show you. So this is like Harcourt Road. I just might show you here. So this is like a major road. This basically travels from one end of Hong Kong Island to the other. And the protesters have just claimed it.
Okay.
Absolutely claimed it. This is like a 1, 2, 3, 4-lane highway on both sides. And police, interestingly enough, George, have allowed it. They've allowed it to happen. You know, compare that to what we saw last Wednesday when police in their hundreds turned out in riot gear. We haven't seen any police officers turn out in riot gear. But as we know, this is an international city. This is a major financial hub. Some 1,300 global corporations have their regional headquarters based here in Hong Kong. So clogging up streets, blocking traffic for days on end, that is not going to last. The police will not allow it. We know that police had sent out a negotiator, was planning to send out a negotiator to speak to protesters. Joshua Wong, who was released from prison earlier this week, he said that it will depend on what the negotiator says. But at this stage, we haven't heard what will come of that. But I guess my point is, George, that this scenes down here, that can't continue. That can't continue. So it is really only a matter of time until police finally push back. And that is when we could witness those ugly scenes like we did last week.
Anna, we'll, of course, continue to follow events there with you. We'll be back with you. Wish you and your team safety. And, of course, we'll continue to follow the protests that continue there. Thank you, Anna.